Laura Hawkins lived over a century ago in the mountains of western North Carolina. She never married, and she spent many lonely hours wandering the streams and rivers, streams and trails of her forest. She loved the flower garden in her front yard. She loved the songs of birds and the humming of bees and the whispers of leaves in the trees. Even the fall of a hickory nut as it broke the deep silence of the forest. These became the subjects of the lovely poems that she wrote about the joys and sorrows of nature. It's ironic that her poems would have been lost forever if someone hadn't found them in the 1960s, strewn on the floor of her isolated and broken down cabin long after her death, and picked them up and saved them for posterity. I'll read one of them that speaks of pine knots, which the Cherokees used to light their way on their trail. Pine knots are filled with resin that burns with a bright, enduring flame. They're better than a lantern with its clouded globe, but in this poem, they serve a different purpose. Let there be light. Of all the mountain treasures most highly prized and dear, long sought and gladly welcomed by each poor mountaineer. For in his humble dwelling, no lamp is lit at night, no gas, no tallow candle, and no electric light. Only the blazing pine knots through all the hours of gloom, to common hearth fire added bring cheer to his rude room. His children search the forest when days are brief and cold, and gather pine knots as if they gathered gold. And when in country dwellings the shaded lamps burn bright, while wondrous works of science make our great cities light, the mountain children, gathered around the warm hearthstone, dream not of other households more brilliant than their own. The mountain children gathered around the warm hearthstone dream not of other households more brilliant than their own.